The Col du Solude is a little ridden climb opposite Alpe d'Huez, best tackled on a warm, clear, dry day. Today is none of those things. Low cloud, rain hanging in the valley, and already I'm questioning whether I should even be riding it. This isn't how most people discover this climb.
Good morning, I'm back in the Alps where More Than 21 Bends started. And today I plan to ride up the Col du Solude, but it's raining. So I'm in the beautiful Oisans, where Alpe d'Huez is situated. If you're in the area to ride Alpe d'Huez, then I highly recommend that you also ride the Col du Solude. Now, as you'll see from the video, there's some scary parts in it, a little bit sketchy. And at the top, for the last couple of K over to the Col du Solude, you will need some decent tyres because it is gravel. Anyway, that's the plan. Let's see how we get on.
If you come to the Oisans to ride Alpe d'Huez, this climb sits quietly on the opposite side of the valley. Ignored by most, highly rated by those who know.
It's the road up to Villard-Notre-Dame, the little village, mountain village. And then just past that is the Col du Solude over some gravel. Highly recommend it. For your reference, so I'm going up here. Alpe d'Huez is in the distance over there.
And it doesn't ease you in. This is exactly the kind of road most visitors never even notice. There's no gentle start here. Once you leave Bourg, you're straight into double-digit gradients. No warm-up, no margins. Always check the signs at the bottom of the road. The road is sometimes closed, and for good reason.
The thing about this climb is just straight into it, straight into 12%. Bit of a shock to the system. Should have drank more coffee this morning, I think. Anyway, let's climb up to Villard-Notre-Dame. Has never featured in the Tour de France, so it's not a famous col in that sense. However, for those in the know, for experienced Alpe d'Huez cyclists, locals, etc., this is one of the alternative 5 climbs you should do when in the area. And when I say should, I think you must do it, really.
What really defines this climb comes next. What makes the Col du Solude different are the 4 tunnels, carved directly into the rock.
There are 4 tunnels on the climb up. That was the first one, that's pretty tame. The next few are pretty gruesome. The longest one they've actually put lights in. Makes it a bit better. Let's hope they're working. Otherwise it is pitch black. Just see Alpe d'Huez over there in the distance.
Tunnel 2 is where most riders hesitate.
Okay, we're in tunnel 2. Oh, there's an echo. We're in tunnel 2. 396 metres long. They have put lights on this one. This used to scare me to death because it used to be pitch black. But they came along and put some lights in probably 10 years ago now. We always felt I was going to get murdered going through this one. So it's 400 metres, just under. Still climbing. The Garmin's paused. Let's see the light at the end of the tunnel. You have to take your shades off for this. And the tunnel exit is just coming up around the corner here. They've actually got a guide rope as well down the side. If you get lost or the lights go out. Not sure you can see that. Anyway, this is tunnel number 2. Why have they built this road? That's what you got to ask. There we go. Stunning views as you come out. There's the rope. tunnel number 2. There you go. Look at the view. Outdoors over there on the left.
Front and rear lights are essential. Until relatively recently, these tunnels were completely unlit.
So just over there on the left in the clouds is part of the Puddle Confession route. Actually featured on the front cover of Cyclist magazine in 2013. They came and did a big article about climbing these climbs, staying with more than 21 bends. Provided us with a lot of business, still does, people still mention it now. I'll hopefully be doing that climb, and it should be in the link somewhere on the screen now. Right, next up is a tunnel de la Gardette at 132 metres long.
This road has a reputation, and it's one you respect.
There I am. There's the exit. Highly recommend you climb up these tunnels, not down. I did it down once and swore never to do it again. So, up Notre-Dame, across the Col du Solude, and then down to Notre-Dame, and back round down to the valley. Stunning.
The final tunnel is the last test before the exposure really begins. Roads like this don't need hype, they demand understanding.
Okay, coming up to the last tunnel, the Tunnel de Forestier, 119 metres long. Very wet, we had a lot of rain last night. Oh, soaked. Right, start us off. Here we go, another dark one. You can just make out the side of the walls. And then, just as you think it's going to go pitch black, the light at the end of the tunnel appears. Hopefully, something's picking it up. It's down over here. Tunnel number 4, that's the final one. Go for that.
Once you are through the 4th tunnel, you are really committed.
So this road is probably 2.5 metres wide, maximum, chiselled into the side of the mountain with a barrier that will stop absolutely nothing. And if you look over the side, it's pretty much a sheer drop down to the valley. I actually suffer a little bit from vertigo, and I find it quite difficult to stop. When I'm on the bike it's alright, but stopping and turning around to take some video shots is a little bit difficult. Anyway, we're going to carry on up.
And now the weather turns. This is where route choice really matters.
Okay, it started tipping down, so I am sheltering under this little outcrop on this rather lovely bend. You see the weather come right in. Don't particularly fancy getting wet, so I'm just going to stop here for 5 minutes, see if it clears.
Descending back through the tunnels in heavy rain really is not that appealing. But continuing higher means more exposure, more gravel, and no easy exit.
So, steady rain. We are at 1,210 metres above sea level. La Rue is 1.3 k away, and Villard-Notre-Dame 3.9 k away. I'm going to soldier on up, get some footage at Villard-Notre-Dame and reassess whether I'm going to continue or not. Turning into a bit more of an epic ride than I really wanted. Let's go.
And this is worth saying, if this feels like too much to you, there is a much easier option nearby. The Alpine loop is one of my favourite relaxed rides in the Oisans. Quiet roads, big views, no tunnels, no gravel. Ideal if you want to enjoy the area without committing to something this serious. I've already made a full video on that ride, I'll link it below. For today though, I'm carrying on.
Okay, the rain stopped. Oh shit. Okay, the rain seems to be stopping, clearing up. Glad I carried on. Still a chance for another shower or two, I guess. Okay, 1k to Villard-Notre-Dame. Just caught a glimpse of the village in the distance. It's the end of the road, but it's not the end of the climb. So it will turn into gravel and we still climb up to the Col du Solude. Gets a little bit steeper, more technical. Thankfully it's not raining at the moment.
Villard-Notre-Dame is often deserted, but there is a water fountain here. This is your last reliable chance to refill.
Okay, gone through the town. Just started spitting a little bit. Not what you want, so I'm heading towards Villard-Notre-Dame. And the Col du Solude. Col du Solude is 3.2 kilometers away. It's pretty much the end of the main road. This turns into pretty rough gravel. It's not maintained by the local council. You do it at your own risk. Just when it starts to pour down with rain again.
This upper section isn't maintained. In bad conditions, getting into trouble here would likely mean a helicopter evacuation.
What a view! Oh, that's over towards Alpe ski resort. We started off right down in the valley over there. The valley's at 700 metres, we're at about 1600 metres now. We've probably got another 100 metres of vertical climbing to do to the top of the Col du Solude. Definitely not for the beginner this climb. More experienced riders. When you're up here on your own. Even on a nice sunny day, you might only see one or two people. Gets pretty gnarly towards the top. Huge drop-offs, like 1,000 metre drops down to the valley floor. Right, we're coming up to a false summit. Cow's busy chewing away, not lying down, so that's a good sign. See the top of the mountains over there. Col du Solude. So we are at 1,646 metres. Gonna drop down a bit and then climb back up again. This is where it gets pretty gravelly.
And then something unexpected appears.
Just through there, you can see the town of Alpe d'Huez and the 21 bends going up to Alpe d'Huez. I wasn't expecting to see that today because of the clouds. Riding along here always reminds me of probably 2010, 2011 when an English guy came up here hiking in the summer and unfortunately went over the side and they didn't find him until the following spring. Obviously he died instantly and it ran on a ledge. I can't go close to the edge. Let's just come along there. It's quite a drop down. It's the valley floor at 700 metres where we started. The route across there, just above the clouds, is the Paddler Confession, which we were below earlier. Over to the right is Les Deux Alpes ski resort. And over this way, beyond the trees, is Alpe d'Huez. We've got our last climb up to the Col du Solude.
There's no famous signs here, no cafe, no celebration photos. That's exactly why this climb feels different. Cycling routes like this are why I've spent years riding all over France. Not just the famous climbs, but the quieter roads in between. It's how you get more out of your cycling holidays in France. Choosing the right ride for the right day, with the right weather, and at the right level. France gives you incredible cycling if you ride it the right way. The Col du Solude is not about ticking off a name. It's about discovering the Oisans beyond the postcards, Wild, exposed and unforgettable.
Right, we're at the top of the Col du Solude. There's no sign. It's just a car parking space. What a great place to come camping for the night. There's a thought. Anyway, what have we got? Some dark clouds coming in over there. Looks like rain again. Villard-Notre-Dame is just out over there. And right in front of me, just there, is Alpe d'Huez, the ski resort of Alpe d'Huez. That's where the Tour de France finishes. You can see some of the bends going up. I do a great poster of this that you can buy on my website of 21 bends, actually taken from this spot on a nice sunny day. Very arty in black and white. Take a look on my website. Link in the description below. Beautiful. Beautiful views. Even better with the clouds hanging in the valley. So that's the Col du Solude. A bit harder than it was 5 years ago, has to be said. I must have made it steeper. Can't be my fitness or my age. Next, I'm going to descend down to Villard-Notre-Dame and then back down to La Bourg d'Oisans, where we started. So, as always, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the Col du Solude, one of the great alternatives to Alpe d'Huez if you're in the area.
If this felt a bit full on, the Alpine loop is a perfect alternative. And if you want to keep exploring the Oisans, the climb tour on is next.